In the day's other headlines, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made an emotional appearance before the European Parliament in Brussels, appealing for new support. He drew a standing ovation and said later that several European leaders are ready to supply fighter jets. He gave no details, but said leaving empty-handed was not an option.
I just don't have the right to go back home without results. And even if it sounds bold now, it's not cynicism on my part, it's pragmatism. And believe me, there are no emotions anymore. We left emotions a year ago, so there are none of them, just pragmatism.
Zelensky also pushed again for Ukraine to be admitted to the European Union. His two-day trip to Western Europe comes as Russian forces step up their assault in eastern Ukraine. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has been showing off his country's largest nuclear-capable missiles. It came during an overnight parade in Pyongyang. Around a dozen intercontinental ballistic missiles rolled through the streets, cheered by thousands of troops. Kim's young daughter stood and clapped by his side. There's been speculation that she may be his eventual successor. The Nicaraguan government today released more than 200 people from prisons, many of whom were flown to the U.S. They were generally considered to be political prisoners. U.S. officials said they were given humanitarian parole and allowed to fly to Washington. Secretary of State Tony Blinken said the release opens the door to further dialogue with Nicaragua. The Biden administration had imposed sanctions on the government of President Daniel Ortega as the country has slid into autocratic rule and targeted opponents. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman remains hospitalized in Washington after feeling lightheaded last night. The freshman Democrat had suffered a stroke during his campaign last year, but his office said initial tests showed no evidence of a new stroke. Staffers said Fetterman was in good spirits. He's under observation as doctors run more tests. Southwest Airlines has apologized again for canceling nearly 17,000 flights during a December storm. The fiasco left crews in the wrong places and stranded more than 2 million customers over the holidays. At a Senate hearing today, an airline executive faced accusations that for years, Southwest ignored warnings to upgrade its crew scheduling system.
There were technology issues during the disruption, and we don't dispute that, and we will make the necessary investments there. All we were trying to say is the problem or the root cause was how we handled our winter operations, and that's where we will see us put some focus over a multi-year period.
Because you did not listen to those warnings, catastrophic conditions were created for passengers by the hundreds of thousands all across our country. That is absolutely unacceptable. You were warned. That mismanagement absolutely led to real pain, real harm for families.
Last year, Southwest canceled a total of 40,000 flights out of 210,000 for all U.S. airlines. House Republicans investigating the Biden family have made their first official request for documents from the president's son, Hunter, and brother, James. The House Oversight Committee Chair, James Comer, sent letters today seeking material on foreign business pursuits linked to the Chinese Communist Party. Republicans have accused the Biden family of influence peddling, but have so far failed to produce supporting evidence. Hunter Biden's lawyer accused Comer of using the investigation to air baseless claims. And on Wall Street, rising interest rates in the bond market depressed stocks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 249 points to close below 33,700. The Nasdaq fell 121 points, or 1%. The S&P 500 slid 36 points. And still to come on the PBS NewsHour, a tense moment during the State of the Union reignites the debate over Social Security and Medicare. How new weight loss drugs are changing the conversation around treating obesity. A court ruling allows people under domestic violence restraining orders to possess guns. And we remember the life and career of legendary composer Burt Bacharach.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.